Righto, so back in Yakutsk, this is where it all started earlier in the year, and then 3 or 4 weeks ago. Flew in from Magadan, 2-hour flight to Yakutsk last night. Snow-capped hills, was very, very beautiful coming over the mountains last night. There's 2 things today. The first is my mate, old mate, is currently north of the Arctic Circle looking for mammoth tusk, and he's not due back until the 19th, and the guys want me to stay back until the 19th. I've been sort of thinking about a forward plan as to what I do about Russia, and my thinking is that I'm going to come back next year and try for a 3rd time. There's 2 angles I can work. One is looking for the old prospectors again, and then the second is maybe looking at the guys doing the mammoth tusk. I mean, both really, really difficult, and they're going to require a lot of organisation to get it together. When I was telling Robocop when he picked me up at the airport last night, he suggested that we jump in a plane either tomorrow or Saturday and go for a flight north of the Arctic Circle and go and try and photograph some of the guys doing the mammoth tusk this year. The problem with that, though, is that the mammoth tusk guys are due to finish on the 15th, and if I'm going to come back next year, I'd rather do it properly and do it all in one go rather than sort of hit and miss. You spend money on aircraft and all of that sort of stuff. The second thing is my immediate next steps. I've got to shoot potentially back in Australia over the next few weeks. But I've also been sort of researching really, really hard the Sahara and the salt caravans, the camel caravans carrying salt across the Sahara. It's really, really tricky. Mali, as I said yesterday, I think is far too dangerous and not a risk I'm prepared to take. Ethiopia has been done to death, and I don't want to do stuff that other people have done. And then there are 2 other options that I've been looking at. The Tibesti, they don't actually get salt out of Trau and Natron, which is what I've been told. Instead, they pick it up further south and they transport it east across the Sudan border to Darfur. I don't know a lot about Sudan, but I've put quite a bit of research into it the last sort of 24 hours, and from what I can gather, there's a really, really big kidnap risk in the Darfur region with, I can't remember the name, it's an Al-Qaeda affiliate that links in with the Somalis. Really, really bad guys. The final option is, and just on that Chad Sudan option, the government of Chad have indicated that they will give me a security detail if I want to do the Chad Sudan option, but I just need to understand more about that, and even that I'm pretty sure they can only guarantee safety through to the Sudan border. Looking at Niger, the Tanir Desert region, Niger's got a really, really difficult reputation, and when you picture yourself out in the desert on camels with guys you don't really know because you only meet them before you go out, it's really, really confronting for your own mortality to sort of picture yourself in that situation, and the bad guys roll up during the middle of the night and kidnap you and take you away and do all sorts of bad things. One of those is potentially sort of killing you. So it's really confronting, but you've sort of, in some ways, you've got to try and look past that and not ignore it, but look at it from the point of view of whether it's possible to make it safe. For example, are there chiefs and tribal leaders in that part of the world that if you got on the right side of them could guarantee your safety, and what sort of probability would that give you of your safety? I don't know. So as I say, these are things that I'm going through at the moment. My body goes numb at times when I think about these things, and then I keep drilling in to see whether these things are possible. But also all the while sort of balancing up again that I don't want to be another statistic on the news or otherwise. So yeah, really, really tough. As I say, the project just keeps on getting tougher, and it's testing a lot of different aspects of me. One of those being the mental, and the second is the strength to look past it and to see whether trips of the type that I'm wanting to do can in fact be made possible. I'm sure they can, but yeah, the difference between, sometimes it's really, really difficult to distinguish between perceived danger and actual danger, and there's a line somewhere in there, but You know, a lot of the time it's perceived danger, but then there's also going to be occasions when the danger is real. So they're things that I'm dealing with. Not pleasant, but it's the path I've chosen, and I've just got to keep going and keep putting one foot in front of the next.